Hello, everyone. I'm Whitney Ortiz, founder of Whole Health Self Care and host of the Whole Health series. I am thrilled to share with you the beauty and expertise of Alysha Powell. Alysha is the CEO and founder of APMEE Meditation, Healing, and Wellness, through which she serves as a certified cognitive behavioral life coach. She's also a speaker, author, and three-time radio host who focuses on empowering women to lead a life of peace. She's been featured on NBC, Fox, CBS, the Lyrical Coffee House, Faith Mamas, Opulence, and more for turning her pain into purpose and motivating women to do the same. Her visionary leadership and undeniable passion to see women healed and successful has been noticed by Canadian, United Kingdom, and Indonesian mental health organizations who have invited her to share about her extensive research and pilot programs that utilize cognitive behavior technique. Alysha strives to help women learn how to be still, calm their racing minds, disconnect from the noise, and be more in tune with themselves so that they can align into the spirit for transformation. She's a woman of faith, a wife, and a mom who has been going through a lot of life altering and really gut wrenching trials, as she shares and explains. So she knows very much firsthand the battle over the mind and is on a mission to facilitate healing and transformation in the lives of 5 million people across the globe, helping women, children, and communities grow stronger together. Thank you so much, Alysha, for sharing your expertise with us through the Whole Health series.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for the introduction. And ladies, I definitely look forward to chatting with you and sharing with you on today. And bless you all.
Thank you. To start our exchange, Alysha, let's go really deep into your experiences and how they've informed the work that you're doing today. And there are so many commonalities in the coaching and mentorship that we do to guide women. And thus, I'd love to really touch on those key points. If you could share first with listeners about your overarching message, the one that you have for women today during this time of deep and expansive transition, so that we can help women and others move through processes to improve their whole health and wellness, to overall just feel better.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to share. Ladies, I think it's so important, especially in this day. Sometimes we're focused in just one area or hyper focused, or, maybe we're focused in the fitness piece or focused in here. And it's really hard to balance all of those. As women, we balance a lot of hats, whether you're a mom, a wife, a businesswoman, a student. We have so many things in front of us. And I really believe that that's the way in which we were designed, is capable to handle those things. But with everything, there has to be an order. And in order to be in order, you have to be still. You have to intentionally set aside those moments, just like you schedule everything else, and schedule those moments of being still. When you're still, you're allowing your mind to rest. You're allowing your body to be in alignment and to rest. We have those racing thoughts and all of these things going on, but when you're truly still, magnificent things happens. It allows you to get in tune with yourself and in alignment what's going on with you and what's going on around you.
Completely agree. I love your focus.
Yeah.
How do you work with women, and what do you say when this is all new in terms of like how women can deeply connect with themselves, really get into the stillness that's sustainable?
Yes, that's really good. It's a practice. So with me, I teach from a faith-based perspective, but it applies to universal principles, and everyone can utilize it. And there's a lot of different forms and things out there, but really what I teach women is on specific principles, how to love ourselves, how to learn how to love others in alignment with that and make that parallel where we're not giving so much of ourselves where we're depleted. But really, I take women through coaching experiences where we really, I work to meet you where you are, and we find out those things that are blocking your peace, those things that are depriving you of peace, because peace is a beautiful gift that all of us have, but we sometimes give that away. We don't know how to guard that peace. So when I can get with you and help you to identify those triggers, those things that are jumping up that are blocking your peace, we can start to work on um, um, a very consistent, I don't want to use the word ritual, but a consistency, if you will, of how to be still. And usually that's through the form of meditation, whether it's pondering, musing, journaling, different forms. So again, it's customizable because all of us are different. We learn different, we receive different, we give different. So we really learned who you are and we dig deeper into that.
Mhm. And I love how you really emphasize through your work the importance of connecting so that we don't feel like we have to go it alone, right? It's typical to think of we just need to power through this phase of life or this moment of transition and then take care of ourselves, or as soon as I get through this list of things then I can. And of course there are things that will always come up that enable us to say, all right, yes, I'll do that then later. The self-care, the self-love, the self-compassion. So how do you really recommend that we guide ourselves back to greater clarity and helping those know their path forward at this time?
That's good. That's good. You hit on so many points. I think we have to understand that first off, we are we. We are who we are, and we have a life, and we have a purpose, and we have certain life goals that are intrinsically woven into there that we have to accomplish before this life. And we have to get in tune with what that is. I believe that God, or whatever you may believe as a higher power, has given us gifts and given us talents and has made us in a unique way to share our gifts with the world. But we can't give out of a place of lack. We can't, take care of all these little things and be depleted and then be like, oh, I'll give myself last. You have to feed yourself first. You have to get in alignment because then that flows through everything you do. So if you're out of alignment and it's like, oh, I'll get these, you're carrying over that old energy, that baggage energy, and you're not giving best fruit forward into other people, into the work that you may do. So when you recognize and put yourself in the mindset that I've got to put myself first and have a strategic plan, I love helping women strategize. But when you have a strategic plan of how to prioritize all these moving pieces with first putting yourself first and being still and getting in alignment with yourself and learning yourself, you're going to be more confident, you're going to be more bold, and all of that's going to come out in your work that you'll, facilitate it at a higher and greater level.
Mhm. And as you have come to this moment after passing through a series of deep transitions in your life, you offer a wisdom and offer the opportunity to women who you work with to connect to their own inner wisdom. Can you share about your own personal journey, how you arrived to this moment?
Absolutely. I am 34 years young, but I've been through a lifetime of things, and I feel good about the fact that I'm just getting started. I grew up in a wonderful household, but still felt the abandonment and neglect and felt like I was different. I felt like a black sheep and was always trying to find my way and find my purpose. And at a young age, I had set of what it is that I wanted to become and wanted to do, but I fell short in one of those areas, and I still continued in one of those as being a teacher, but didn't finish school to become a licensed teacher. So I always worked in the school system, substitute teaching, et cetera. And I'm like, okay, I love working with youth. I love working with other people. And then I found, oh, I'm really good at this. And that snowball effect, so my background was in many things and I was striving to be successful. And so for me and my journey, really started around, my dad had passed when I graduated high school. And that's the first time that really was very unbearable to where, life really changed because my dad was like my best friend. That's the one who really understood me. And so losing him at that delicate time, him seeing me go off to college, but then losing him, I went into depression, and it took me 8 years. It took me 8 years to get out of that place because literally I felt the void in my heart. My heart was hurting. And I felt I had to do things to fill that. And so I share with you all very candidly, during that time, I turned to substance abuse. I turned to promiscuity and looking for love in the wrong places and, just trying to fill that space. And so on this journey, I was like, okay, this isn't working. These are temporary things. I need that everlasting. I need that permanent thing that's going to fill that space. And so I had, in that self discovery, coming to the tail end of the beginning, I had gotten into a very toxic relationship, 7 years. It was abusive, mentally, emotionally, physically. And I remember just saying a prayer one day and just asking God, reveal the truth and help me, give me the strength to get out of this space because I can't on my own. And I speak this and I hone in on this part because there may be other women going through this transition. But during that time, I didn't feel, I could start over again or be alone again and take me back to that place of childhood neglect and abandonment and feeling alone. And, I just asked for strength. And so I received that. I walked away. I started learning myself, learning who I was. And, on that journey, I dealt with so much more. So just to condense it, I went through multiple car accidents, near death experiences. 2019, my mom was shot and killed. She was murdered due to domestic dispute. And the gentleman, well, not the gentleman, but the man, he shot and killed himself. And so, dealing with all of these mental anxiety barriers and all of these traumas, it's so important that you find the right mentorship, the right support. We can't do life alone. We're not meant to do life alone, and we suffer in silence. So ladies, you've got to get a good, strong mentor, especially like myself, like Miss Whitney Ortiz, those who are really in tune with aligning yourself to really find out who you are. So you bring out that inner strength, that inner power, and you walk in that because again, you have a mission. So I've learned to turn my pain into purpose to help other women to get out there and accomplish this life because we only get one. Absolutely. We only get
I'm
one.
totally fully with you, and thank you for sharing your strength, your resilience, your message, which is so powerful and so engaging as you invite others to share space with you and to join in this process of becoming. And we are always in this process of ever unfolding becoming, and we know ourselves in connection more to and with others, right? So I'm so thankful for your share during this interview podcast session and looking forward to collaborating with you to co-create a calm container in which women can join us in this process of alignment, attention, and awareness. Since this is such a time of deep transition and as it is so unique to each individual, and yet we're all part of this collective unfolding. And so, as I'll share details in the script and the text that comes with this session, how people can join us, how women from around the world, all cultures, backgrounds, traditions, beliefs, understandings, welcoming it all into the container so that we can share in a safe space. And if those who are listening would like to connect with you directly, follow your work, engage with you through coaching and mentorship, can you please share how they can do that?
Absolutely. You can go to APMEE Meditation, that's APMEE meditation dot square dot site. On there, you'll be able to find out how to connect with me directly, as well as with the different coaching programs we offer, different courses, and lots of resources and materials. I'm excited to connect with you. Look forward to it.
Awesome. And you're now based in North Carolina in the United States, and you offer in person as well as virtual sessions. It's so great now that that is possible to connect in person. Can you share about the type of in person retreats, gatherings, and then also the virtual ones?
Yes, thank you. I'm really excited. I love the work that I do. I love connecting with women. And so this fall, we're going to be honing into retreat style events where we go through kind of workshop, but very lax meditation. I call it acclivity stretch breathing. So that's where we do beautiful stretching and engaging with breathing and meditating and reflecting. And then also having those opportunities to go through little activities, like I mentioned, the peace disturbances. So you really find yourself and you relax, you come out refreshed, you come out clear. That's one of the biggest things with us women. We have full brains and we don't know where to channel all of this information. And so this is a great place to be able to learn that. So again, you can connect on apmemeditation.square.site. You'll be able to find out all the events coming up. So in person, you can connect with me. We do classes, outdoor classes for meditation. And then online, we have an awesome course coming up. I call it PMT, Prayer and Meditation Transformation. Is one of my favorite to teach because it really hones into having that consistent ask and you shall receive posture, as well as learning meditation and being still and how to use it on the go. Because we're often on the go. Sometimes it's hard to be still, but I'm going to teach you how to be still even on the go. Make everything slow down and really get in alignment with yourself and with God, or whatever higher being that you may attract him.
Thank you. And I'd love to just tap into the word alignment now and connect it to awareness. And when we
Mm,
speak about alignment, as we both do through our work, our practices, we're talking about this alignment with our inner purpose, our inner wisdom, our inner being. And
yeah.
as you had alluded to, we're typically the doers, right? Out there, we're always getting things done. We have a lot to do. But this alignment into our inner beings through just being, allowing ourselves to be, surrendering into that being is so important. That can lead to the awareness, right?
Mm.
About who we really are, where we're supposed to be going, how everything is so connected. Would you like to elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yes, absolutely. It's so important, our alignment and our awareness. By being in alignment, and everyone has different faith backgrounds and beliefs. My background, as a Christian, we follow the teachings of Jesus. And so, really connecting in alignment with a power source that's going to sustain you through, that you can always lean on, that has power. It's important to align with that. And then once you align, it helps to expand the guidance. It helps to expand your walk and where you're going, and it brings out awareness because the spirit is guiding you in which to go and to be more aware and to discern. It's with decision making. A lot of times things happen either because just kind of a spiritual warfare that goes on, or sometimes the decisions that we make. And sometimes we make poor decisions because we're out of alignment and we don't have awareness because we're so disheveled, we're so all over the place. And so when we're in alignment, when we're able to slow down, when we're able to be still, when we're able to see the strategy, even when our vision gets cloudy in front of us, guess what? We still have an imprint of where to go. We still have guidance. We still have our eyes locked on the mission, the original intent, and that's what's going to help to fuel us and keep us going. So it's so important to be aware. I just want to touch on one more thing during this time, or whenever, ladies, that you're watching this, understand that there is a heightened violence, hostility, hatred, like all of these emotions, high level emotions are building up out of people. And we have to have our head on a swivel to know what's going on, especially if you're a mom, if you're a wife, even if you're single. As you walk, you've got to protect this vessel. You've got to protect your mind. You have one life. And so sometimes when we're not in awareness, we can't feel that energy of what's going on around us. If there's someone around who's doing something, or, sometimes when people are making their own mistakes, that energy kind of infiltrates in our space. And so you'll notice yourself start to do or pick up little habits in your brain, just picking up those energy waves. And now you're starting to think, if you ever notice people that are really negative around you, they start, your mind starts to feed on negative things. And so you've got to be careful of who you're around, protecting your eye gates, your ear gates, etc. So again, it's so important to be in alignment with the spirit, and then having that awareness that automatically increases awareness and things around you, and how to walk in your divine assignment.
Mm. I really, am with you on all of this and hope others will join us for the conversation where we delve in even more deeply into that attention, alignment, and awareness to help us all from whatever background and faith and belief system we come from. Those concepts are so universally applicable, and it builds into us the kind of strength and resilience and capacity to move forward at this time when so much is changing. So it's exciting to be a part of this time. It requires a lot of us to step up and to step forward and to step through. And so we can do this together more powerfully. So I hope others will be a part of this with us. And thank you, Alysha, for sharing today and now through here, and also as we move forward together.
I'm going to share one more thing that was
Of
really.
course, yes.
So think about all of us as people being in this world. I don't think that we're just here just to be here. I think definitely to enjoy this space and to make of it and make of beautiful things. But I really believe that all of us to propel humanity forward in that same unified direction. Another reason why it's important to be in alignment, we have a responsibility. Each one of us have a responsibility over our mental health and our peace, and just walking in that, because as we bring all those woven pieces together, that's what strengthens us as a people, as humanity, and we can all go forth against, kind of the more, you know, dark and evil, and people that just are very hateful, and do things that cause harm to other people and things of that sort. We see that from events such as a pandemic that kind of push people to the edge. And so we've got to create a support system where we're all in that alignment, moving things forward. So it's a responsibility as well too, that we help. That's our responsibility to help mankind go forward. Is being in alignment and awareness.
Well, that great attention to it all. So thank you. Thank you so much, Alysha, and thank you all for listening.
Amen.